Cool.
Okay.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about being trans in high school. So first of all, you can introduce yourself, give your pronouns, and how you identify.
Okay, I'm Hayden. I'm a sophomore. I use he, him pronouns, and I identify as a trans guy.
I'm Logan. I'm a junior. He, him pronouns, and I'm also a trans guy. And I also have phlegm in my throat. That's really great. So first step is coming out when you're a trans person in high school or any age really, but makes it a little more awkward when you're in high school with teenagers who don't always understand. So did you have any awkward experiences when you came out?
Yes. So I first came out to my parents last spring over spring break, and we were on vacation, so that made the rest of vacation pretty awkward. But then we came back to school, and I told my most trusted teachers, and I just made an Instagram post because I didn't want to talk to a bunch of people. But I was just like, hey, these are my pronouns now. And most people were like, that's cool. But there was this one guy who every day he would just sort of say something that he deemed clever. And it was just really annoying.
I see.
But that's really the only trouble I've directly had, other than, people just not getting it, asking invasive questions, purposely misgendering, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I came out this past October, and I also just posted on Instagram because, when you're in a school of, 1,800 people, it's just easiest to, put it out there so they can go and just see for themselves, and you don't have to, have rumors be spread or anything. Mm-hmm. But then there's also people who just don't follow my Instagram. Obviously, I don't have the whole high school on my Instagram, so there's, old teachers and just people I haven't talked to in a long time that I'll come up to and they'll be like, oh, hey, and they'll, call me by my birth name and everything. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. And then I have to, re-come out to them.
Yeah.
And it's really awkward. No, but teachers, I had a really awkward experience because I forgot to email one of my teachers. So, I emailed the rest of them, this is what's happening, please call me this now, but then I just forgot for the other one, but then I started using Logan, in class and everything, and she was just really confused, and she kept calling me my birth name, and then, caught on, I guess, and I don't know if she thought it was a nickname or, whatnot, but, then she started catching on, but I think she's still confused, and I'm really just not purposely leaving her in the dark, but I just, forgot to send an email to her, and now it's just, too late to go back and be, not awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, with teachers, an email, that's a very good idea. I should have done that. This year, I started out, I didn't directly tell I directly told one teacher. So what happened was I got into the talent show, and my math teacher was the MC. And so I was like, well, he's going to be talking about me. He needs to know my pronouns. So I just went up to him. It took me a week to build up the confidence to do this. And all he said was okay, cool. So it was a false building up of confidence. But that was fine. And then two of my other teachers, we had assignments where we were supposed to talk about something we cared about. So I picked trans issues, hoping that I could, throw myself in there and, come out indirectly. And I did, and one of them didn't catch on, and one of them did, but still continued to use the wrong pronouns. And she still does, but she's trying. Mm-hmm. She says she's trying.
Yeah.
And then one of my other teachers just found out through the call, because I was in an article, so that was an easy way to come out. And then one of my teachers just doesn't know, but that's all right.
That's okay. Teacher you have currently? Or, okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of, old teachers I'll go back and say hi, in their classroom, or I'll see them in the hallway, and they have no clue. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, because I don't, see them on a daily basis, so it's not a huge deal, but it's just kind of, a reminder.
Right.
Yeah, and then another thing, I came out halfway through a PE semester. So, and I think we had, not to be creepy, I saw you, but we had the same 6-hour PE last semester.
Oh.
And so we were in the locker room at the same time because I would always see you walking in. But I felt so uncomfortable, so I just didn't come out to my PE teacher because it just would have been really awkward with the locker room situation. I just didn't want to open that door because it's just really awkward. So I would just go change in the bathroom and mind my own business and everything. But I don't know, I didn't realize how awful that would be. Especially because I wear a chest binder every day, and then I would have to run the pacer with the binder on, which don't do that. It's really not safe. But I didn't know what else to do, so it was just really awkward. So now I'm glad I have a free period then, and I don't have to deal with that. But
yeah. I usually tell all the new people I meet in my classes because it's easier to tell students than teachers. But in my gym class, I just didn't tell people because one of my friends in my gym class had the locker right next to me, and I just felt like if I told her, like, people usually feel awkward because you're right there changing. Because I didn't change in the bathrooms; they were always full, so I would just change in the locker room, and it was just, I just felt it would be weird. Because there was one girl next to me who would always just give me really weird looks for, like, not shaving my legs and wearing boxers, and I was just like, it's okay. You don't have to look at me like that.
Yeah. And that was something I felt uncomfortable with because, like, the day before I came out, it would have been, like, socially acceptable for me to change right out in the open, like, in the locker room. But even if I'm wearing the same clothes the day after I come out, like, if, like, because students in my class knew. It was just my teacher. But if they saw me then, like, now all of a sudden, even though I'm wearing the same clothes, it's not okay.
Right.
Or, like, it's okay, but, like, it makes them uncomfortable. So it's just a really awkward situation. And that, like, I came with the same situation with bathrooms. Like, if I'm in the math building, there's no, like, unisex bathroom anywhere near there unless you have to, like, go let yourself into, like, the language building or something. And people don't realize that, like, unless I want to feel, like, unsafe and, like, really uncomfortable in either of the gendered bathrooms, like, it just sucks. Have you had that experience too? Yeah.
I have Chinese and art, which are the only classes that are somewhat close to a gender-neutral bathroom. And I could always go during lunch, but, like, lunch I like to hang out with my friends. So I just usually don't use the bathroom at school. So I just, like, don't drink a lot and then just drink water when I get home because I don't want to have to go through that because that's no fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I will go, it's usually always occupied already. And most of the time it's, like, fellow people who don't feel comfortable in gendered bathrooms. So sometimes I'll, like, be waiting and then they'll open the door and it's just, like, a bunch of girls changing for lacrosse. And I'm like, you know, I shouldn't be upset, but, like, this is our bathroom, so.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing I wish there was more of at this school, because there are times, like, if I'm in the middle of a class, like, in a block day, and, like, the hallways are dead, like, I can, like, go into a bathroom, and I usually just go into the women's bathroom, because, like, people know me at school, and, like, it would be less awkward if I just use the women's bathroom, even though, like, it sucks.
Yeah.
But there was one time, and it's usually fine, but there was one time that I, like, came out of the stall as, like, a group of girls was coming in, and, like, they didn't know me, and so they were just really confused, and, like, I think they kind of figured it out, or, like, figured that I was just, like, a cross-dressing lesbian or something like that, you know? So, but they just, like, hurried into their stalls, and we just made really awkward eye contact, and, I don't know, little things like that just, like, frustrate me, because I have to, like, once I came out, it just opened a whole door of, like, just social problems and having to walk a mile to use the bathroom, and so. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, we kind of talked about this before we started recording, but our name, like, your birth name being on everything. So, like, I know you can change your name in the school system by just, like, putting it in parentheses, but it doesn't change, like, your school email or, like, your actual name on everything. So, like, it's just something that I didn't realize would be such an issue, but, like, your teacher can change your name on their roster and everything, but then, like, I get, like, a Kia score or, like, for like anything, like, on a zip grade or whatever it's called, like, the Scantron things, like, your birth name's still on it, and, like, you can never escape it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it changed, like, on the zip grades and everything, because I went to talk to my counselor last year, and I guess he changed it, because it's not in parentheses, it's just there. But, like, I have it on my laptop and everything, my Hayden, but whenever there's a sub, then the sub is just left out of the loop, and that's just a little slap in the face.
Yeah. And that's another thing I didn't even think about subs, like, if they don't know me. I mean, sometimes I think I pass kind of well. I don't know, because I don't.
Right.
It's just myself to me. But, like, some subs will have Logan on the roster and they'll, like, kind of just pass by me without noticing. And then some subs will be like, "You're Logan?" No. I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "Who is actually Logan?" I'm like, thank you. They're like, "Aren't you, like, Anna or someone else on this?" I'm like, "No." And it just gets really awkward. And then they're subs, like I don't see them very often.
Yeah.
But, like, it makes the rest of the class period awkward. And then especially if they're handing stuff back, like through like Kia or whatever it is that has like my birth name on it, they'll be like really confused. Like, there wasn't this person on the roster. Who is this? That's the wrong class. I'm like, no, that's me. And it just makes it a little uncomfy. But just stuff like that, like, it affected me a lot, like, after I came out, because I had a false notion that everything would be fine after I came out and everything would be, like, magically switched. But, not how it works.
Yeah, I did not have that notion. I knew that, this school is pretty great, but I knew that teenagers are teenagers. And it is a lot to, I personally don't think it's a lot to I don't think it's that hard to understand, but I'm probably biased. But I watch a lot of, like, trans YouTubers, and so I sort of knew that it would be a rocky path.
Yeah. And I knew that there would be issues with other students, but I'm typically not the kind of person to, like, care and, like, get caught up in drama or anything.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference when it's, like, about your identity and, like, you're, like, it's, like,
that's
a direct, like, line to you. And even if people aren't trying to, like, be rude or insulting, or they misgender you in an accident, they're not trying to be an awful person. Like, that's not how I feel, but it just makes it harder to, like, communicate with them and just be myself if there's, like, a kind of a layer on top that people have to get through.
Yeah, like you said, most people are not trying to be mean at all, but it's really awkward to tell somebody, because then they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's okay. You can just correct yourself next time. And everybody acts like it's this huge deal, but it's not.
And, like, I'm to the point where sometimes, like, if I don't talk to someone very often and they misgender me or, like, say the wrong name, well, if they say the wrong name, I'll, like, correct them, but, like, pronouns, I'll just, like, sometimes I'll just let it slide, because it would just make a bigger deal if I pointed it out. And if they, like, especially if they didn't know, then then you have to re-explain, and if it's just the wrong time and place to do that, then it's just really awkward, and I get, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you're so brave to, like, be out like this, and I'm like, oh man. And I literally listened to a trans podcast called You're So Brave. Like, because it's just such, like, a common thing that trans people get, I guess. I'm like, really? I'm just...
Yeah. Like, you're my inspiration. Like, I'm just trying to exist.
And I appreciate that. Because, like, for some people who just kind of pass along through life and don't have to go through changing their identity in front of everyone, it's probably seems like a crazy thing to do, which, I mean, it feels like a crazy thing to do. It's a lot. But, like, I don't know, to me, I don't feel like a huge inspiration. I'm just trying to get the right name, you know? So, yeah, that's another thing on Instagram. Like, when I came on Instagram, I got, like, 100 comments saying stuff. And I just didn't need that. I just needed, like, okay, like...
I got, like, a ton of just hearts, just the heart emoji. Yeah. And I didn't know how to respond to that. Like, what does that mean? Yeah. Like, honestly, I don't need, like... You're an inspiration. Oh my gosh, love you. But I just need, like, okay, like, I'll call you by this name and I'll use these pronouns and just move on. Yeah. I felt like I just kind of seemed like a whole different person. Like, people were treating me differently. I'm like, I'm still the same person. Yeah. Like, my core has not changed. It's just different language to use to address me. Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, this isn't directly related to high school, but my mom a lot will get really upset because she feels like she's losing her daughter. And I keep telling her, like, I'm the same person. I literally have not changed except for what you need to call me. And that's just, it's pretty, people act like it's so dramatic, but it's really not. I know. Okay, do you have anything else to add or any advice before we close it? Well, advice, this is probably going to sound cheesy, but just be yourself. No, just respect people if you're not trans, and if you are and you're not out, that's fine. It's scary, but there are always people who will support you. Yeah, that was a weird place to end my sentence because I was still going out on my phone. Yeah, definitely. And anyone, LGBT, anything, if you're not out, hopefully
talking or listening to people like us, like who have had these awkward experiences. They're always going to be there for you to have them, the really awkward experiences, but just know that there's other people who are going through the same things.
Yeah.
So
And don't feel pressured to come out.
yeah,
Ever.
don't do that either. Don't, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're not ready, then you're just going to take everything the wrong way, and it's just not going to be a good thing for anybody.
Mm-hmm. But you do get to look forward to bathrooms and Instagram posts and being misgendered, so.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. Thank you for listening.
All right. Signing off.
Bye.